Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashley. Today I'm going to be attempting to redo my March wrap up. Let's jump into first off the 5 books that were on my March TBR. There was It's Not Her, Girl Dinner, Under the Magnolias, Authentically Izzy, and Remarkably Bright Creatures. I have read 3 of those, but I only read 2 of them. One of them I had read previously, so I didn't reread it. One I did try to read and DNF'd, so that leaves one that I did not read, which is a reread and back on my TBR for April. So yeah, let's go through some stats. Even though I only actually read 2 books off of my TBR, I read 5 books in the month of March, and then I also DNF'd one. That puts me at 12 books read so far in 2026 out of my goal of 75. I want to say it's like 19% of my goal, something like that. So I'm a little behind, but that's okay. I read 1,783 pages. Of the 5 books that I read, 4 were adult and 1 of them was middle grade. I had 2 thrillers, 1 Christian romance, 1 contemporary romance, and then just 1 contemporary. I had 1 3-star read, 3 4-star reads, and 1 5-star read for an average of 4.1 for the month, which is pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with that. So let's go through the books that I did read in the month of March. First book that I completed was The Housemaid's Secret by Freida McFadden. This one I'd listened to on audio, and I actually started this one probably back in February, and this is the second book of the Housemaid series, which I wouldn't say is quite as good as the first one. And it was actually really kind of confusing to me because I didn't realize the main character is the same main character from the first book. I didn't feel that connection between the two. Anyways, it's also just about her being a housemaid, being hired by a family, and then crazy stuff going down because of that job. I rated this 3.5 stars. I am looking forward to reading the last one to see how it wraps everything up. The next book that I finished was The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise by Dan Gemmenhart, and this is a middle grade contemporary novel about a girl who travels with her dad around the country. They have an old school bus that they had renovated into an RV. They meet some people, and for whatever reason, those people need a ride or need help in some way, and they come along on the bus. And it's kind of got that found family. I really liked this. It was a lot better than I anticipated. I rated this one 4.5 stars. Highly recommend. The next one that I completed was It's Not Her by Mary Kubica. Not sure how you say her last name. This was the Sleep When I'm Dead book club pick for March, and I had never read anything by Mary Kubica before, and I felt like this one, it was good, but like nothing memorable. It's about a woman who takes her family on a summer vacation. Her and her sister, their families are each renting a cabin. They each have a daughter about the same age who were having a sleepover at her house, and as her niece goes back to her cabin, she finds her parents in the cabin. Also, her older sister is missing. Her brother was there, and so it's just like trying to figure out what happened, where the older niece is, and all of that. It was interesting, but you had to suspend your belief a little bit. I rated this one 4 stars, but like I said, I don't think it's something that will stick in my memory. The next one that I completed, which was my favorite of the month, was Under the Magnolias by T.I. Lowe. This is a Christian romance. I loved this. This was my first book by T.I. Lowe. I do have a few more on my shelf, at least 1 or 2 more. And this is about a girl whose mother passed delivering her youngest brother and sister. I think they're boy-girl twins. At any rate, they were the youngest of 7 or 8 kids, and she's the oldest. And so when her mama passed, she has to kind of care for her younger brothers and sisters, and she's only 13 years old. Her father, of course, has a hard time dealing with this, but he's also running the farm that they live on. And so they're just kind of about their life and how they cope with going through life in this situation, and then how she ends up falling in love with a boy, and it has lots of great themes running through this, as well as a faith element, and I really, really love this. If I needed to say, I did rate this one 5 stars. The last book that I read in the month of March was Hunter's Treasure by Olivia Jackson. I received this one as an ARC from NetGalley. This one was really, really fun. This is about a woman who, her father had passed, and so she's taking a trip around the ocean, spreading his ashes, but her ship sinks and she washes up on a deserted island, except the island is not deserted. There is this handsome guy who lives there most of the year when he's not working as one of those like pleasure craft trip organizer things. I don't know. Otherwise, he lives on this island, but he also has this family legacy of like looking for this long lost treasure. He thinks it's on this island. And there's also like an element of like being stranded because her ship sank because of a storm, while his ship also sank at the dock. And so they're stuck. And while they're waiting for someone to come along and know that they're there without having contact with anyone, they start to look for this treasure. This is a romance. There are a couple spicy scenes. I felt like it was very easy to skip over them, and I believe there's only 2. The rest of it was very calm. I don't know how to explain not spicy. It was really fun. I really love like scavenger hunts and all of that type of thing. So there's lots of clues and puzzles to go along. And this was just, I had a really good time. I rated it 4 stars. That is all of the books. Hopefully I won't have any more issues and we can just keep plugging along, kind of stay on track the rest of the month. But that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.